Dear students of English literature, we welcome you in our lecture 2 English version lecture, in which we have a series figures of speech or poetic devices. And the topic in this series is metaphor and oxymoron today. In previous lecture 1, you went through what simile is and what is the definition of a simile and how you can identify a simile from a poetic device or a piece of prose. Today, you are going to learn what is metaphor and what is the definition of metaphor, so as with oxymoron. And before we go through metaphor and oxymoron, students, let's understand what is the importance of figure of speech or poetic device. Figure of speech is a source of a beautification of language, and we can understand all this in these words. A figure of speech is a word or a phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal definition. You know what is literal definition? Literal definition is the meaning that is only based on words. Means a figure of speech creates a sense in the language, meaning or in a language that is more than based on words. In other words, you can say figure of speech or poetic device is a literary tool to adorn language. It can also be said a poetic device. This is a well in literature to embellish language. Embellishment means to beautify language. In other words, a figure of speech or rhetorical figure is an intentional deviation from ordinary language chosen to produce rhetorical effect. Rhetorical effect means an effect on the language that is based on verbal ornamentation, or you can say beautification with the help of words. In this By using these figures of speech, we make our language effective and pleasing. Now students, you can say language used in a figurative or non-literal sense is called figures of speech or poetic devices. What is the use of figures of speech and poetic devices? You can understand in this way too. Figures of speech lend themselves particularly well to literature, prose or poetry or songs or in movies. These tools abound in nearly every corner of life. Let's start with one of the more lyrical devices known as metaphor. What is metaphor? Metaphor is a figure of speech in which two things of different kinds are compared. Yeah, you can see two things of different kinds means those things or those persons or those two elements should not match each other in any way, and they are to be compared without the words of comparison as like or so. Now you can understand it in a well knit definition. In a metaphor, two things of different kinds are compared, but the words of comparison as like so are not used. It is like simile. In simile, we compare to different things. We compare to things of different kinds which have at least one point in common, but if you delete as like or so from that definition, it will become metaphor. In simple words, there is metaphor when two different things are compared, but the words of comparison are not used. Suppose you say life is like a dream. Life and dream both are totally different. They don't match each other at all, but still they are compared. And the word of comparison, if we delete here from here, it will become metaphor. In other words, you can say when we make one thing in the form of other, when we see one thing in form of other without words of comparison, we compare it indirectly. That is called metaphor. That's why we also say this a metaphor is an implied simile, because metaphor is like a simile, but like simile we don't use words of comparison in it. We delete the words of comparison from simile and it is known as metaphor. Suppose you can say time is like money, and I didn't write like here, that's why time will become money, means time is money. In other words, you can say when A is seen in B, that is metaphor. In other definition, you can also observe metaphor is a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. Not literally applicable means those two different type of things we can't compare at all if we try to match the elements and the traits or the qualities of two different things, but still we match them because they are totally different and they have one point in common. And we when we compare we don't use the words of comparison, there is metaphor. In this third definition, I have written a metaphor makes a comparison between two unlike things or ideas. A metaphor makes a comparison two unlike things. Unlike things means they don't match at all, but they have one point in common. And we don't use the words of comparison here. Suppose we say life is like a dream, and I don't write like and I write the sentence, I rewrite it life is a dream. Then I am comparing life and dream, and the words of comparison aren't used here and used here, that's why it is metaphor. Life and dream both are totally different, they don't match at all, still their their quality of being short lived, their quality of being, you say we can't define them, we can't say that they are in our control, that's why we compare these two things. They are beyond our control. Suppose life is a dream. The beginning of life and the ending of life is just like out of control as the dream is. So we can say the comparison between two different things without the words of comparison is metaphor. Now you see once again in definition number 4, a metaphor is an implied simile. A metaphor is an implied simile means implied means to express something indirectly. Now metaphor looks like simile, but it is without words of comparison. This is the main difference. Now let's see some examples here. The world is a stage. We declare the world a stage, though both world and stage are totally different. But when we see one thing, when we see second thing in the first thing, that is metaphor. We see the stage in the world, and you can say world is seen on the stage, both are being compared, that's why there is metaphor. In example next you see heart of stone means heart and stone can't be matched. Now you can understand that heart is stone and stone is heart, means stone and heart are compared without words of comparison, and I or anybody can make one thing, I or anybody can declare one thing into other, that is metaphor. In example number 4, sweet actions are the spice of life, means we declare sweet actions the spice of life when we make something to the other, that is metaphor. Now words of comparison aren't used here, that's why we can say that metaphor figure of speech is used in this example beautifully. In example number 5, he that loves a rosy cheek or a coral lip admires. And now a comparison is made between rose and cheek, coral and lip, and we declare cheek rose and we declared lip coral. And this declaration or you can say transition from one type of thing to another is called a metaphor. You can say there is a comparison, but the words of comparison as like so are and use here. Now you see in oxymoron, a figure of speech, we use two opposite ideas together. Now let's see, because in board examination, in especially UP board, a definition is given to write in examination, and you write one definition along with two examples, and you must learn the definition in proper and well knit words. Now you see, an oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite ideas are put together. Oxymoron is a figure of speech in which you consider two opposite ideas to put together. Like, if you are writing pleasing, you should write pain. If you write something open, there should be something related to close. Means two opposite ideas must be put together. An oxymoron is a poetic device in which two contradictory terms means in which you talk one positive and the other in negative, that is called oxymoron. Now you can learn any one of these two definitions, and I would like to prefer first. An oxymoron is a figure of speech in which two opposite ideas are put together. Let's observe these four examples written here. A pleasing pain of love. Now the word pleasing and the word pain, both are different, both are just opposite in meaning. Pleasing means giving happiness and pain means giving ache, and both are different in sense. That's why it is oxymoron figure of speech, or you can say oxymoron a poetic device. And having nothing he hath all. And having nothing he hath all. Students, whenever we omit any letter, we can write here apostrophe here, and it is and having nothing he hath all. Means when you have nothing and you feel that you have everything, both the things are opposite to each other. That's why we can say here oxymoron figure of speech is used. Students, you can use any word. When you omit any letter, you can use apostrophe. That's why I use a and apostrophe in the sense of a and d. And the more haste, the less speed. Here you can understand you are doing just opposite as it was expected. You expected more, but the result is just opposite to it. The more haste, the less speed. Two different thoughts. Haste more means more haste, and speed less. You see here means the more haste, the less speed. We find two different thoughts here. That's why oxymoron figure of speech is used here. Love is bittersweet means bitter and sweet. Two different words are used here. That's why here oxymoron figure of speech is used beautifully. Now students, I hope you have gone through these two definitions properly, and you came to know what metaphor and oxymoron are, and it is very useful for you to learn. You can choose any one of the definitions that you find easy, and you can write in board examination. And even you will find two easy examples from here, and you can prepare them for your examination. And you can now find metaphor and oxymoron easily from the given extract of poetry or a piece of prose. So to get all such lectures, please subscribe our channel ORAC Classes of English Language, and please keep on watching ORAC Classes of English Language and subscribe our channel. And if you like our videos, please don't forget to share and like. Thanks a lot.